Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we will talk about mastering bid-no-bid decisions when to pursue a government contract. Before we proceed, please don't forget to like and subscribe. So, why does bid-no-bid decisions matter? Well, first, you have a high stakes reality. A lot of government contracts are attractive, but they cost a lot, especially if you have a procurement team dedicated for that. Secondly, there are a lot of common pitfalls. If you chase every RFP, you will waste resources and you will hurt your win rate. And of course, you will damage your team morale. Finally, you may have some strategic advantages if you have a disciplined bid-no-bid process that creates competitive advantage and maximizes your return on investment. Remember, we can do the work does not equal we should bid. And this is essentially what this video will be about. I tried coming up with a 7-step framework that you can use to think about whether to bid or not bid on a opportunity. And those are the following 7 steps. First, check if there's a strategic fit. Will pursuing this opportunity align with your long-term goals and core capabilities? Second, customer knowledge. What is your relationship with the agency? What's your relationship with the customer? And how does your market situation look like? Competitive position. What is your differentiator and how does the competitive landscape look like? 4, requirements match. Can your business fulfill all of the requirements in the opportunity? 5, contract size and OI. How do your financials look like and how will your profit margins look like? 6, internal resources. Do you have the capacity? Do you have the team that can actually perform this work? And 7, risk tolerance. Do you have maybe the cash flow or the needed experience to take responsibility for the work you will do? Before we dive deeper into these 7 steps, I want you to think deeper about how you actually analyze each opportunity for bid or no bid. Do you usually spend hours to analyze each opportunity? You have a lot of attachments that you need to download and you have hundreds of pages that you have to skim through. Well, I have the solution for you because using SamSearch, we can take any opportunity we have on the platform. Let's say we are interested in this opportunity and we want to evaluate a bid-no-bid decision. We have Ask SamSearch AI will look through all of the attachments. Now it's analyzing all of the attachments alongside the opportunity. It will allow us to ask any question about this opportunity. So I can ask generic questions and then I also can ask specific questions. And it will look all of the details that we see here alongside the attachments to provide us with the questions that you are interested in. So here we have blanket purchase agreement for residential cleaning and gardening services for the US. You can try SamSearch today by visiting samsearch.co. With that, let's dive into the first step, strategic fit. You have some key questions that you have to ask yourself. Does this opportunity align with your long-term goal? Does it leverage your core capabilities or require new investments? Are you already targeting this agency or market segment? For some of these steps, I have added a bid if or no bid if. This is a broad brush stroke, so just some examples to give you a feel of how to think about all of these. So you can bid if it supports your strategic direction and builds on existing strength, or not bid if it distracts you from your core focus or requires significant pivoting. Not every opportunity is a opportunity for us, and this is essentially a sanity check to see if we are aligned with this opportunity. Second, customer knowledge. How is your relationship with the customers? Do you have any established contacts with the agency or buyer? Second, market intelligence. Have you engaged in pre-RFP discussions or industry days? This is a very important point because I have always talked about connections. So networking is very important. Being early on is very important, and initiating a discussion early on is also important. Third, mission understanding. Do you understand their pain points and decision-making process? This will allow you to reverse engineer how they think and will give you an edge later on. So again, bid if you have built-in knowledge or existing relationship. No, do not bid if you are starting cold with no agency insight at all. And those are only generalizations, as I mentioned. 3, competitive position. It is very important to understand the market. Maybe we are very good, but we are not good at this specific task named in the opportunity. So we have to make a incumbent analysis to see who are the current contractors, how strong is their performance record and relationship with the agents. Then we have to look at our differentiator. Do we have a clear competitive advantage? Finally, how does the competitive landscape look like? Are you competing against larger, more established players with deeper pockets? How would you compensate for this? Maybe you can come up with some sort of a partnership to compensate for this. Or maybe you can try to negotiate with the contracting officer to make this a set-aside opportunity and so on. So again, bid if you can clearly stand out, and do not bid if you are outmatched with no unique angle. For requirements and capability match. So there are mandatory requirements, of course, for each opportunity, and you have, again, to ask yourself these questions. Can you meet all minimum qualifications? Do you have the requirement past performance examples or records? Are the security clearance requirements? And then you may have some sort of a capability gap while still being compliant. Can you build some sort of a partnership with other businesses to fill the gap? Would you be force-fitting your capabilities? Maybe this is not really your niche or your specialty. Do you have the technical expertise needed? 5, contract size and ROI. Can you handle the contract financially and operational? Maybe you have the right expertise, you are specialized in this opportunity, but your business is too small to handle. Second, will it be profitable after factoring in proposal cost, delivery, compliance? This is especially important if you are targeting product opportunities and not services, because in many cases, a product opportunity will be more price focused. 3, is the award amount worth the investment? Maybe you have to develop a new process, maybe you have to hire new people or acquire new talents, and this will mean that you'll have to pay some money up front. If the margins aren't good enough, then maybe this is not for you. And this is again why it is important to see if you are force-fitting your capabilities to this opportunity or not. If you're stretching it too much, then maybe you will not be able to succeed or you will not benefit as much as you hope. 6, internal resources and readiness. Again, you may have the knowledge, you may have the financial resources, but you don't have the team that will enable you to win this opportunity. Is your team maybe focused on a larger project or another project? Do you have a team that will be able to handle the government contracting part of the process, such as proposal writers, subject matter experts, and reviewers? Second, proposal infrastructure. Do you have the tools, templates, and processes ready for a competitive response? And finally, can you develop a quality proposal within the given time frame? And this is important because you don't want to submit a last-minute response. Very often, it will not be your best response. It's good to be as early as possible and to offer a high-quality response to make your chances of being awarded the opportunity even higher. Finally, risk tolerance and rank. So we have to make your risk assessments. Will you be able to fulfill all the requirements while staying compliant and taking all performance risks into consideration? In many cases, there will be fees that you'll have to pay if you're not compliant. So this is something to really think about. Are you familiar with this type of contract? Maybe it's your first time being on a GSA schedule. Protest potential litigation, cash flow, and working capital impact. You will have to think about how this project will affect the other projects that you are working on. Maybe it will take resources that are needed to other projects. Remember, a disciplined no-bid decision preserves resources for winnable opportunity. So we have to be very smart about how we invest our time. So these were the 7 steps that I have made. Of course, you will build the required knowledge and expertise to take this decision a lot faster the more opportunities you bid on and the more opportunities you get awarded. But if you are a beginner and you are limited with resources, you can use a classic go, no-go decision matrix. Here I have a table that presents this matrix. You can look at the 7 criteria that we have. Those are the points that I deem important, but you are, of course, free to change the points. You can have any criteria that you think are the most relevant for you and for your business. You can assign each one of these criteria a weight. Let's say you think that that your business's strategic fit is quite important, so you may assign it a 20%. You can score each one of these criteria from 1 to 5. After multiplying the score with 20%, you will have a weighted score. As an example, if I set a 1 here, I can multiply 0.2 by 1 and I will get 0.2. Let's say my customer knowledge is top notch, so 5 multiplied by 0.15. So 15% of 5 will be 0.75. You can do this for the remaining criteria. You can calculate the weighted score. At the end, you will sum all of these numbers and maybe you will get a score of 3. You can use this to assess, is this above my threshold or below my threshold? Your threshold may be 2 or whatever. If it is 2, then you can bid on this opportunity. I know that this may seem like a lot, but if you stick to it and automate it using maybe Excel, then it could be something really handy for you, especially if you are working with larger opportunities. Finally, I have tips for building a bid, no bid culture in your business. First, use the same framework every time. What I mean with this is that try to make structures, try to make processes of how you define your bid, no bid decision. Be more specific and understand why this may suit you or not. Using the matrix that I showed you or just going through my criteria could really help you understand if this is something for your business or not. Brief wins and losses to refine your criteria. If you have your processes and systems in place, you will be able to modify them, improve them, and know better when an opportunity is really tailored for your business or not. 3, empower your team to say no. Confident. FOMO or fear of missing out in business is a real thing, but you have to learn to say no to opportunities that aren't really a great fit for you because you may be missing out on something even better. So try to learn, iterate, and keep on improving your system. Finally, track your bid pipeline metrics, win rate, cost per bid, and see how you can improve. Fail fast, learn from your mistakes, and reiterate. That was everything for this video. Thanks a lot for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.